Okay. All right. Okay. And revealed to them all kinds of sins. Okay. And the woman, hold on one second. Okay. And the woman have borne giants, and the whole, okay, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with the blood of unrighteousness. Wow. Wow. And now behold, the souls of those who have died and are crying and making their suit to the gates of heaven. Okay. And their lamentations have exceeded. Okay. And cannot cease because of the lawless deeds. Okay. So again, the lawless deeds, like a cutoff time or period. Okay. And even trying to silence. Okay. Which are wrought on the earth. Okay. So these things are wrought on the earth. So of course the earth is going to, when it says that you're, okay. Now I did hear this on a soul siblings channel, and it really rung a bell with me, because I don't think I've ever really thought of it in that manner of, when it comes to Cain and Abel, and he said, your brother's voice is crying to me from the earth. You see what I'm saying? So again, that makes me think of this whole energy of a death or a loss or something, or even we can even talk about like a death, meaning in when it comes to a form of a status. Okay. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them, and thou dost not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. Okay. So again, at this point, it just seems like almost even something just made me think, like, does Lucifer represent one of these entities here? Okay. Especially the one that chose to spread the information. Because if I was the earth, which I feel like I'm sitting in that energy, that's the ultimate deadly sin if there was ever one. Do you see what I'm saying? Or sense of betrayal. And in that sense, since I know that there's charms and enchantments that were taught, and someone had to go ahead and take up those charms and enchantments and use them, then again, what is to be done? Do we send that energy back now to expose these individuals? You get what you give, in a sense. Is this when the Bible picks up and says that these people that are building and doing these things, these lawless things, and defiling and stealing and greed and envy, strife, and all these things, right? That this is when they lose everything that they thought that they had gained over the earth and be put back in their place? I would think. But we go on to 10. It says, then said the Most High, the Holy One, the Holy and Great One spake and sent Uriel to the sons of Lamech and said to him, go to Noah and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth. So, again, I thought that, we should maybe talk about that, you see? Because now everybody's saying, uh-oh, I told you, it was coming. What does that deluge actually mean? It says an overflow of water, a great flood, Noah's flood. Do you see what's going on at the border? Do you see what's going on at the border? Do you see who we say people of color? Have you been paying attention to any of these so-called people of color or the other people as well? Their energy? Have you noticed that some of these people people will come against holy ones, the elect, that are fighting for and have been fighting harder than anyone on this plane and going deeper than anyone when it comes to the issues and the problems, and not playing around and dancing on the surface about this shit. See, and it's going to be those people that's going to be put in those positions, and then there's going to be a lot of things that are uncovered that you don't know, because when those people are gone, they are gone. When you turn your back on those particular people that are solid, they're gone. I say we wake, realize, and rise to the occasion. Because it's not just those people that you are going to be the ones you were running from, the face of, that you're going to need to turn back to and look to. Is it too late? Is it too late? Does anyone care anymore? Pay attention. It's almost like you have to go back to the video that I did on Thunder, even though it was a somewhat embarrassing video, because I was somewhat emotional at that time, going through all of this stuff that I was going through when it came to the information and the visions and things. Okay? Go back and watch that video, Thunder. Or you can read it for your own self if you have a Nag Hammadi. Yeah. Them giants are going to be the children of the earth. That life giver, that tree of life. That family tree that the roots have been damaged or grafted in order to form a more perfect union between the daughters of men, right? Instead of the earth. Using the children of the earth. Because the thing that people are not speaking on is probably the depth of them trying to continue to have a form of a caste system that called an infrastructure or something like that, in order to keep you in positions where your life doesn't matter. I don't know where BLM is, but when it comes to these serious things, when we go down to the root of it, it does not matter. And they know that. They had you in your emotions about some shit and you fell for it. While they're off living the lap of luxury, same thing. A lot of us brought this thing into way. We are the ones that are bearing the brunt. We are the ones that are carrying the cross. But they have grafted in and they have placed idols in fashion and formed them in order to be pleasing to the eye, but actually what's going on behind your back with these individuals is bitter to thy stomach. And will destroy all that is on it. So what's going on with all these murders in these rural areas and things? I'm telling you, it's always been about you. It's not your skin color, and always been about land, resources, and all of the above. Worth more than gold. A man or a woman at this particular time. I'm telling you. Overflowing of water, a great flood. Wash it away. Ain't that some shit? Policy of selfish and reckless extravagance, and perhaps his apprehension of coming disaster. To pour over, to overwhelm. You see what I'm saying? So again, it's almost like the whole world. Me against the world. It's almost like, whatever I do, whatever's going on, they tearing away at things spiritually, physically, emotionally, familial, your body. See? Overrun by what? The flood. Who are the flood? It is the You looking at it from appearance. A lot of people just now come, so they got people that's using information that's recycled from like the old G's that been talking about this for the past 10 years, and they've been diluting it to look somewhere and using certain individuals that look very diluted, themselves. Features and stuff don't even mix and match, but they want to come at the true ones, right? Some of us have eyes to see more than just at what the eyes see. Y'all seen that speaker that was speaking in that pink dress at the White House, I think? So, but you'll look at the screen and say, oh, she black. Yeah, she would, and then turn around and look at the person that's trying to give you this information like, what? Oh, I don't like her. I ain't. You see? Are you looking at the features? Are you thinking about all those people that are coming across the border? Some look like you and some don't. Most of these people are brown, dark-skinned people that's been coming across the border since Obama was in, that have been getting some kind of asylum or whatever. Is it called asylum? No, it's called something else. You know what I'm saying? Okay. To fill quickly beyond capacity with liquid. Charge someone to many tasks. Again, to overwhelm. So while these people are running about being serviced and paid, you see what I'm saying? I know that there's a sense that I've been used in a certain way. And it's been very freely, because there has not been $1 given to me for anything that anyone has taken from me. There has not been any form of help. There has not been any form of guidance. A very small amount. And I had to do it the hard way, which took too much time, which takes too much time to do all this and do that and be there for these people and these energies and things like that, and myself. You see what I'm saying? So again, that's the part that I can agree with when it comes to those who were in these things in the Bible or in whatever, right? And you looked up and all the land was gone. But to who? It was when the earth joined with the earth. That means people that looked like you joined with you, and they were idols. They were not you. They were the Native Americans. Everybody want to point at Native Americans now. Native Americans, that's just a term. You could go back and look at the video. This is a term used to describe the people that's not the original people. I'm not saying that they're not natural, and I'm not saying that they're not, I'm saying that they don't belong. I'm just saying, if we're going to look at it the way it is, they're not. Native is anybody that's born here. You see what I'm saying? So really, in all actuality, the really dark-skinned Indians that you see on structures in Germany with the feathered plume, and the ones, again, that came and intermingled with the tobacco groups that were along the coast, when they started to come over here and trade for tobacco. Some of those people were the original people here, but then there's also people that came in and were grafted in that were not them. Okay? So I'm not speaking against it. We're all here now just trying to sift through this. But I'm just saying, when groups of people were coming in, those are the daughters. Those are the women, actually. Men, women, and children represent women in etymology. And those are the groups of people that were brought in for whatever reason. Whether it's used as militia, whether it's used to take over land, like King said, that they was paying them to farm the land. Not only that, giving them the land. Who did the land come from? The land was coming from you, your ancestors. To farm the land, you the land too. So you the resources as well. You the produce as well. So that means overseeing. That means servitude. You see what I'm saying? Heavy rain, the flooding, the downpour of just so much things collapsing around, so many interferences in your life for you to give up, for you to forget who you are. And it's not going to happen. See, the rising of a body of water and it's overflowing onto the normally dry land. See? Okay? So again, this land is dry. I'm not associated with any kind of organization. You haven't seen me on no kind of news station. They won't allow me probably because of what I got to say, but they listening. You see what I'm saying? All tapped in and tapped out. You get what I'm saying? So what is normally dry land, that means the original people of this land before any type of rain, foreign energy, okay? Before they had been, when they were white or pure, before they had been defiled by other nations. That's what they call it. That's just what it was then. You understand? You could go to the church and listen to your pastor talk to you in a certain kind of way, but people concerned about or think that I should be delivering my message differently. I don't want nobody to get nothing mixed up or intermingled or anything of what I'm saying. It is what it is, and you can do the research yourself. It's not what I'm saying, it's what the words are saying. It's what the actual definition, so-called definition of the words is saying in etymology, which is the history of the word. Do you understand? I'm not saying nothing. I'm showing you what it say here, and I'm showing you through my mouth the messages that I'm getting directly from the information and all the wisdom, knowledge, or whatever that has been obtained all this during this time. When we talk about Washington, when you look up that term or that word, it's to wash, to make something clean. They don't want, it would be a defilement for some type of construct or infrastructure to have the originals in place. When you go back to think about some of these Indians that met with presidents and go back and read some of those letters and stuff that was going back and forth, it's all biblical. It's all biblical. I mean, let's just cut it out. It's just biblical. Because there's stuff in this biblical text that it's not as old. The Bible is not, I'm just trying to tell you. Well, anyways, we only had to say that because what? We're talking about 1600, the late 1500s with the Geneva Bible and I forget whichever the other one is called. I forget off the top of my head. Oh my goodness. So anyways, talking 1611 or 1600s. Right? And if you look at it, it's when it was introduced, I believe is the term they use. And when you look at that, you'll realize that just means it was that it was thought of or brought forth, almost like those sketches of slave ships, that the ships never existed. It's just the sketches that was there that gave you enough of the perception that it was. And just like there was only really 300,000 so-called Africans brought from Africa. And if we look at that, are we talking North Africa? We did some stuff on South America, North Africa, the first people that came over there, and we deciphered that we were really talking about other individuals. They weren't even dark-skinned Africans. They were women that were being brought in from like Moorish empires and stuff over in Northern Africa. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, and then it says, instruct him that he may I don't know. Okay, so it's saying something about that he may escape and his seed be preserved, but I don't know. So it's almost like even when I'm not going to read the rest of this because I'm just telling me I don't know. Yeah. So again, the whole casting someone into darkness, when I look at that, that makes me think of like that whole trick being done to these individuals is the trick that they use on the sun and the earth. So I don't like the way that really sounds. I think that is a lot of the stuff that I've been having to decipher as it goes, as if there is an energy, there's a male counterpart that is supposed to be a companion in a sense, right? And they want to keep that separate. They want to keep these two energies separate. And that's where the whole thing about the whoredom and stuff came in, when it came to, well, they don't call it whoredom, I think, in here. It's called defiling themselves with these other women. So I think that that's why all of that was done. And if I was, and like I said, when it comes to that type of energy, if it was supposed to be something that was going to be for a new heaven or new earth, you know, I just don't see how that could be, you know, I don't know. I don't know. So again, I mean, and I would think that binding of those individuals, right, that did those things. And then are they in this instance trying to cause the earth to do the same thing by speaking these things? But the earth is already considered as being, in my eyes, that which is the wife of God, or that which is the Holy One, that which is wisdom, or the oracle even. Okay? And again, we already know that at this time, I think that they think that the oracle must go. They don't want to have to deal with this again with the oracle. Because the oracle holds a lot of power, because the oracle of God is God. I mean, at the end of the day. When you speak in something that nobody even speak, that pastors and stuff don't even speak, and it holds weight to it, and it sounds like what it is, then be mindful, right? And I'm not talking no worship, but be appreciative. Share the information. What I'm trying to tell you is what I'm trying to tell you. And it feels as though the earth feels isolated like an island now and secluded. So it should not be having the power to expand or create some type of currency or motion, or even call some type of a motion or order in the court. Okay? And if it were me, you know, it seemed like they already talking about to do this to these people. But no, if it were me and I was the queen, or if I was the empress, I would say bring them to me, so that I can search out what it is that was done. Because now then you bind those people, you get rid of them. Then how does, you know, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying right there? So then nobody can, you see, nobody can reveal those things that are treasonous that that corporations have done to the earth. So they think they'll walk scotch-free, like we can't see. And will in turn talk about how much of a bum you are, as if they haven't been stealing everything that is what is yours, including your essence. You understand what I'm saying? Your essence and your seeds. Your ovaries, your DNA, your makeup, your things that make you you. So again, all right, it says, and on that day of great judgment, he shall be cast into fire. Because it's almost like, you know, making me think about like burnt brass or tried in a fire. And heal the earth, which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, and they may heal the plague. Okay, so again, the real healing is that the coming together of those two energies that people have been trying to make confusion and everything to keep them apart from each other, even use other entities again. Again, we're talking about the two entities or the two energies that are surrounding the world. I mean, the two sticks. Is that Joseph and Ephraim? I don't know. I haven't really been able to tap into that book that much. When we're talking about the world card, what are those two sticks? What are the candlesticks when we were reading representing? What is all this stuff representing? It's also making me think of that tri or triad to a certain extent. Okay. And heal the plague. Okay, so again, so to keep them separate is the thing that. So again, they want to push the elixir, right, rather than the joining of those two powerhouses in order to heal the nation. This is what they don't want you to know. Possibly. This puts the earth in great danger. This put me in great danger, in grave danger. But I ain't worried. So again, and it kind of was pissing me off during this time, listen to these speeches about these dates and all this stuff. I was wondering why I was getting so aggravated. Because are we talking about, again, some kind of uninvited energy that makes you look some kind of way, like you invited it and you never even knew anything about it when it comes to a lot of these feminine energies, these women. Didn't even know what they was playing, that they was dancing with somewhat of what some would call a devil. And I think it has to do with the energy that they were under, because we all have good and bad. So I don't even look at the devil in that sense. It's like, what kind of energy were you resonating in when these instances occurred? Because I don't even remember nobody that the devil killed in the Bible, and God killed a whole bunch of people. One of them, anyways. All right? Okay. 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 And all the children of men may not perish. Well, I don't know about that. Through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. So again, if I was a God in this instance, I would say eliminate anything that they know, because they didn't have no business knowing it in the first place. So to even blot it out, right? And put things in its proper place, right? And that's where certain people are supposed to inherit the earth and inherit, I would think, the world. So we need to turn things upside down instead of trying to create an instance or infrastructure where these people would be in the Sheol or in the untouchable or delete people. We get rid of that whole thing and even the playing field. And then let the race begin. That don't have nothing to do with your race. It's about your ethic, your work, your ways, your works. And it's not being manipulated. It's being manifested, in a sense, by the true creators. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. So again, the whole earth. So this means mama, daddy, again, a lot of people have been in tune with what's been going on that you wouldn't even really imagine, especially I feel in my case. And we'll just stop there because I don't really want to break into this whole other part here. Yeah, I'm gonna go there, but I want to look at this myself before I go speaking this, because it's a lot of stuff going on. We're going to stop there and come back.